to when we craft the Grandmaster set. So let's head back. Okay. We will not be able to run, but let's get Roach back. I think there were some minor changes to Roach as well. I forget what. Might have been something along the lines of making it so that she doesn't, you know, randomly clip through stuff as often. Not that happened much in the past, no. That's our spot, right?
You shan't turn back a river with a rod. Sit, drink. Oh.
Reginald Aubrey has returned, not to be missed.
Reginald! Oh, man. Did we go to the right spot? It's up here, right? Come on, Roach. You can do it.
I wonder what the old lady's fixing for supper.
Okay, this dude.
Greetings. I hope your search goes well.
Alright, let's sell the junk that's weighing us down a little bit. And by that I mean the original Wolf School Mastercrafted gear? No. No. I just mean this junk. Yeah, you can break some of this down into resources, which, you know, maybe that's worth doing. More that I think about it, rather than selling, especially since we're talking about trying to craft things, and that might mean having more resources. I mean, this is just junk here, but that's need to complete it. Oh, was that? Did I just sell one that was needed to complete a quest, though? Why is it in the other items rather than the quest items then? That's silly. That's silly. Yeah, it is. It's a little teapot, short and stout. Alright. Let's also, if we can, load back up on Meteorite. Assume we'll want that. Although that is going to get us encumbered again. And trying to make a point of picking up the resources that it seemed as though many of the items we were trying to craft required, but okay. Let's get crafted. Let's get crafted. Okay, why don't we dismantle some of those things as we were saying, just while we're at it. That might help us out. Get things like silver, amber, emerald, gold occasionally, which may or may not be some of the materials that we need. But in some cases, I think we're going to have plenty of them. So, might not be a huge factor. Just making sure. Sometimes, some of those things can be hard to come by. It's precious metals and whatnot. This should also reduce our weight. I do still love how the valuable jewelry and whatnot is listed as junk. And that the silver tray is not actually made of silver. Unless Chronicle, which is probably some kind of alloy, is at least partially made of silver. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, there we go. Now we craft. Okay. We're all set with the boots. That we have accomplished. We want to... Let's focus on primarily, first and foremost, upgrading the one armor that we need all the way up, and then if we still have excess resources to create the middle tier and lowest tier and compare them one right next to the other, then that'd be great, but okay. So that's feline. This is what we're looking for, right? Forgotten wolf. Yeah, the cured tracking leather we're going to need probably to purchase more of that later on, but this works for now. So there's Mastercrafted, that's the middle level. Now we're looking for Grandmaster, which... see if we have what it takes for that. Now we need enriched dimeridium plate, which we purchase here. I'm saying it. Oh, buy here. There we go. Now let's craft. Okay, so that is the fully upgraded chestplate is now good to go. But let's see now if we still have what it takes to make the lower level stuff. Granted, we might start to run low on some of these things like the draconid leathers and dimeridium plates and whatnot, so might still come back to bite us a little bit, but we'll take our chances. Gotten woven armor, it would be this. As long as you still have enough that we can buy, then we're good here. So we have highest level, we have the medium level as well. Can we still get the lowest level? And one of each. That's the goal. Oh, I went past it, didn't I? So we need to buy these. What are we doing on money, by the way? Oh, we're actually getting quite poor. As, like, very poor, as it turns out. Wow. Okay, I did not expect that to be an issue. I did not expect that to be an issue. Yeah. No, we are actually quite low on coin at the moment.
Farewell. Good luck on the path.
Obviously, by going this route and crafting, you know, the low, medium, and high level of all the stuff that's more expensive from a component from a coin standpoint, from a component standpoint, and all that. So, you know, I tried to take more of the expedited approach, but that might not have been the best idea. And we might need to run back to our stash and pick up some junk to sell. Some more junk to sell. Because we might have put ourselves in a bit of a tough spot there. Otherwise, I don't know, we're going to have to pull out some nifty coin generating trick that I don't even, it's been so long that I don't remember if there's any go-to strat that is inherently the most efficient. Obviously we can just go out and try to fight some people, but is there a specific play? Oh, we have to go back to Corvin Bianco for that as well. I mean, I guess while we're here, let's at least see if we can still afford one of the low-level upgrades, but I kind of doubt it. Or we are pretty broke at this point. And again, rather than crafting some of the... Roach, can you please back up? Rather than... Okay, you know what? Forget this, Roach. Rather than crafting some of those crafting materials that we needed, we just bought them, which is definitely less efficient from an economic standpoint, and I just figured, we probably don't need to worry about that. Oh, no, we probably did, as it turns out.
Greetings.
Whoopsies.
I hope your search goes well.
Okay, so let's see.
Would you craft something for me?
Can we at least get the low-level version? So we're all set with boots. We're all set with chest armor. I imagine chest armor is probably the most expensive. I think that trousers might have been the next most expensive, so let's see if we can afford these. Okay, it's not so bad from a price standpoint. If we don't need to purchase any of the materials, then I think that's where things start to get really expensive. We're fine there with the base version. Really fine. And mastercrafted. Running a little low on this meteorite silver ingots stuff, but otherwise, not bad. Still feasible. Grandmaster, though. For that, we need more enriched dimeridium plates. So worth seeing if we can make those enriched dimeridium plates. Be more cost efficient now. Enriched dimeridium plates. Enriched dimeridium ingot. Need the dimeridium. And or the other stuff there. Telling me you can make an enriched dimeridium plate with dimeridium ingots? What? This reminds me of that YouTube comment that someone left me 2 years ago that told me that I shouldn't have sold dimeridium more because they anticipated that I was going to run into this way in the future. Yes, I remembered. I'm sorry, I couldn't have predicted that we were going to need this quantity.
Farewell. Good luck on the path.
Lids, that was like 2 years ago that someone left that comment. Yes, possibly more. Okay. that guy just say that he wants a nice Lechonk with onions or something like that, which is a new Pokemon? It did not exist until like 7 years after that line was probably written.
I knew from the start you'd best the beast.
Hey, buddy. By the way, happen to have like any crafting materials and, you know, like money as well that you could potentially spare for the guy who slayed the beast for you? No, honestly, it's all in my head.
Run, Roach.
I just have a really odd memory for some things where I can remember very specific details about some things for years, and other things just immediately slip my mind. Like the location of the chest.
To the tourney.
That will be forever lost to me.
Quite the fragrant whiff. I never knew vampire exterminations could be so hard.
Really big head Sinatra. All right, we're heading back to Corporal Bianco because if I could find it, there it is. Because we need to get back to the stash, and we need to find a way to make some money here. We're in trouble, and or get more crafting materials. We also broke down all those crafting materials earlier, which cost money, rather than selling like the gold and silver jewelry that I was talking about before. So that was another thing that, had I realized we were not as rich as I thought, then I probably would not have done that. So I also don't think that we really needed those specific materials anyway. So I'm kind of just hoping that we're sitting on a treasure trove. And to a certain extent we are. So I know we have a lot of equipment that's stored in our stash. It's just that a lot of it we kept because it was like cool stuff that was specifically for a quest that gave us an item at the end of it that felt particularly notable. Or it's the various wolf school, or various witcher school stuff. So let's see. Like if it's just random relic, rarity, swords and whatnot, then I'm okay with selling that, I think. If it's, like here's, for example, we have normal feline silver sword. And then we have somewhere, I'm sure, we have the silver one as well. We probably have the enhanced versions, yeah. A bunch of trophies. Those are generally not that expensive. We have a bunch of trophies, you know, as one does. As one does. Some of the relic rarity stuff, though, is only available in some locations, so I want to be a little bit careful about that. There's a chance that some of this stuff is relatively unique. But Ami, we are seeing, is definitely not. Pick that up. Sell that. There's a little bit more to work with. It seems like the cost of crafting itself is not that bad. It's more so the cost of if you do have to buy the materials. Rate that crafting stuff, then it's an issue. I think this stuff is pretty unique. New Moon armor was possible to get, I think, on a few occasions during the Hearts of Stone, but I did like it. And I think that the relic rarity version was kind of hard to get. We're probably not about to sell our Grandmaster. Or Master, yeah, Mastercraft. Okay, so that's the second highest level, but again, we did it anyway. These exist, but are keepsakes from the very beginning of the game. They're probably not very valuable anyway, so they aren't going to do as much good. I think we were just using this. It had nice damage, armor piercing. Yeah, but it wasn't necessarily something we were holding onto for sentimental reasons. Or wasn't particularly unique or anything like that. I think we should sell our prison stuff, which I am only just now realizing we have enhanced with glyphs, which is kind of hilarious. But obviously that's going to make us rich. Yeah, like the swords here, I'm not as sure. Some of those I feel like they might be unique, so I'm a little hesitant to make the move there. Tucson, I'm pretty sure this was something that we just threw in here because we happen to have it on our inventory today, when it was not necessarily something that we were all that concerned about. We also have a bunch of random crafting materials that are hopefully in some cases low enough priority that we can just dump some of those And that might give us a little bit of extra monies as well. So, if that is the primary issue, then we'll see if we can find a workaround. It's basically just, being a merchant at the moment. So I'm not really sure that on a whim like this we can earn that much in the way of valuables. I mean, if I remembered more specifically where like, the most lucrative enemy type was,
Take it easy.
and if that's just the generic versions always drop something good, then maybe, but I don't. So that does make it a little trickier.
If only I had the coin for a medic.
Roach was definitely flying for a second there. All right, now we're just gonna see, man. We're just gonna see. Oh, also we might wanna try to sell our other stuff at a different location. That alchemy supplies place, we might be able to sell some things there, or even here. Generally, the specialist will pay more for things. Specialist will pay more than the generalist, so if we can sell things to the alchemist, that might be worth doing. I think we have a decent sense of what types of things we do and do not need. Generally, it's the valuable metals that are of the greatest importance to us right now. That was confusing.
Faster.
There's more to be done.
Sir Geralt of Rivia. 3 cheers for the tourney's victor. Hit hits, hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
You go under here with Roach still? Oh, you bet.
Bluff and wine counsel no half-hearted.
By the prophet's wounds. A witcher.
Roach? You doing okay there? You doing okay there, Roach? Everything's fine. Everything is not fine. Roach does not like sprinting upstairs.
Welcome back, Master.
Okay, so let's... Oh, no, not the... No. What? There's no backing out now? What? I didn't mean... I misclicked! I didn't mean to play Gwent! What the heck? What the heck?
For a round of Gwent.
Okay, apparently we're playing a one-coin game of Gwent. I mean, technically you can win money from Gwent, yes, but this is definitely not the most efficient way to do it. So, is there a forfeit button? Like, sure, okay. But I don't really want to just pass immediately. I don't want to be here. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this. Or at least I didn't intend to ask for this. Oh, forfeit game. It's an option. I mean, pretty far along at this point, but we just they pass immediately. Well, guess what, buddy? Maybe the yes, forfeit. Huzzah. We'll make up for it by looting that pawn viper and reselling it to him instead. And we'll make up for the 1 point that we lost.
Welcome back, Master.
Hey, Lids, don't press the Gwent button. Press this button.
Show me what you've got in stock.
Okay, so, yeah, so we can't sell this type of stuff to him, but we can sell this. So, some of these things I think occasionally we might need for crafting purposes, but, you know, like, we sell most of our Arcaspore juices? Yeah, probably. Is it going to make a huge difference? No, not a huge difference, but I mean, like, 250 is something. That's roughly the equivalent of one of those crafting items we would occasionally have to buy. How much money does this guy have, though? a little bit. A little bit. So there is a finite amount that we can sell to him, but should be able to at least make up a little bit here. Try not to, you know, get rid of every last bit of any resource we have, but okay. So that should do. Does he have one more coin because we lost him at Gwent?
Need to get going. Till next time.
Alright, so we have a little more monies now. Not a ton, but that's something. I think generally speaking, the armor and weapons and whatnot are going to be more valuable, but doing what we can at least. Okay, let's see. So now we just head back, right? Just head back, we'll sell what we can sell to this guy, and then we'll see what we can craft. Pretty much. That guy that we go to as the craft person does not purchase alchemy items.
Come on, Roach.
So that money that we just made is money we would not be able to make when speaking to the blacksmith. Well, this general shop
You seek something? I've got it.
we could use for similar purposes if we did not get stuck in the corner there between Roach and the wall.
I must say a minute.
Okay, I was a little concerned there. Little concerned there.
You shan't find anything better in all Welcome, please peruse. The best diverse wares in Tucson at the best prices.
All right.
Show me what you got back
So
there.
now just looking to sell their junk to this dude. Stuff we were not able to sell elsewhere, like maybe some excess food. We definitely don't need this guy. Oh, this guy's rich. Okay. How valuable are these? Not very valuable. Not very valuable. That's not gonna make a huge difference. What about those raspberries, though? Those raspberries are pretty sweet, right? Everybody loves those raspberries. Or not. The meats? Meats are a little more valuable, okay. And try not to sell absolutely everything of any given category. But bunch of those. Also, this guy, despite having a lot of money, meaning that the maximum number of things we can sell to him is still reasonable, the rate at which he is purchasing is probably not particularly good. These are the types of things that we should have sold rather than broken down, the golden spoons and what have you. Might keep some of them as a reminder of our time in the manor a while back, but maybe we keep the nod-on spoon. These are worth a little bit per spoon if they are made of nice metals. Sort of, kind of, a little bit. The wooden spoon, though, not as much so. They also do weigh a bit, though, so that is definitely nice as well to dump them for that reason. Well, that was worth a lot. Okay. I mean, relatively speaking. I mean, as we were saying before, it seems like the crafting itself is not super expensive. It's just that if we have resources we need to get... Oh, we could convert some of this stuff into actually usable currencies. You know, we should break down that seashell, but... Okay. Keep the paintings, though. Keep the paintings. We're a man of culture. A wisher of culture. Don't sell our paintings. Yeah, that was worth several hundred, I think.
So long.
I stock the larder of the Duchessa herself.
Still encumbered, though? Oh, we did load up on a bunch of armor that we intended to sell to the blacksmith, so That's what we'll do now. Is this our dude? I think this is our dude.
Kiss a dog's ass.
Excuse me.
Greetings. I hope your search goes well.
Alright, so I also kind of lost track of what we have and have not created, but let's sell
What do you
stuff
have on
first.
offer?
So we know how much money we have to deal with here. We're gonna sell Ami, which is that's gonna help a lot. That's worth a lot more. Then we're gonna sell this, which is worth at least a bit. Hold on to those. Those are the things we're trying to craft. We can sell this stuff to them. Actually, kind of surprised we can sell the runes. Now, there are times when, yes, those are useful, but at this stage in the game, I think that's not really much of a factor anymore. So if we can sell them, 2,500 monies worth of lesser Chernobog runestones, then that might be something worth considering. I'm just saying. Maybe not quite that much, but that could definitely give us a little bit of a boost. These things, wow. They are not cheap. Not cheap. And for the most part, we've done our rune crafting that we were looking to do, because this game, this save file, is for all intents and purposes done. We're just trying to make up the monies to get these last few things created and check them out. Yeah, like now we are 10,000 crowns richer than we were mere moments ago. I'd say it's a pretty big difference maker. Yeah, okay. Now I think we should be in pretty decent shape at this stage. Okay. So now let's craft. And actually, let's double check where we left off, because I don't remember. I think we were going to the trousers. We've done boots, we've done chestplate. We're on to trousers, right? But how far did we get in the trousers? We have master crafted, and we don't have the normal version, right? We made a normal version, we upgraded that into master crafted. So we'd like to upgrade that into grandmaster, and then we'll might draw the line there rather than making a version of every different rarity and power. To save some monies and resources. We'll see.
Of course.
Are in better shape monetarily, but I think we saw just how quickly we could blow through our money if we are reckless. Then again, I quite literally just did not even look how much money we had when we started all this stuff. Because there's the basic version. We have that. Grandmaster version is what we're looking for, though, and we need the enriched diamond. Yeah, this is why it's so expensive, because these enriched diamond plates, if we don't have that, that's 4,500 right there. And infused lizard hide is not cheap either. So, I mean, we'll do it here, but it's a little painful. That, I'm thinking, is going to be the most expensive one that we have left. Okay. So pants, we now at least have the premium version, the highest level version of those. So again, we could go back and do the low level and the medium level as well and do a full comparison across all of them, but given the potential lack of resources, we'll hold off on the time being and just make sure we get at least the very top level of all the different types of things before we get too carried away. So what we have the boots, chest armor, trousers. Now we need gauntlets is the last thing we need for armor, and then I believe there's a sword for both silver and steel. Let's go all in the armor first. That is not a good start. It's not a good start. Dark steel ingot. I have to imagine we can create a dark steel ingot with our ingredients here. Yes, we can. Okay, so that's way cheaper to do this. Probably gonna need to do more of that, but let's see. So that costs us like 20 coins rather than 100 something. So that's what I was referring to before, where I said we cut some corners to expedite the process. Yeah, it would have cost 100 coins more, basically, to buy it rather than to craft it. Alright, so now we have the basic gauntlets, and we need the master version, which we can already have the ingredients for, so that's great. We have plenty of those, in fact. Let's do that. The gloves look like they're going to be pretty cheap, comparatively speaking. Grandmaster, Enriched Diameridium, that's expensive. Infused Scissor Hide, that's expensive as well. So fortunately, at least for these ones, we only really need to buy once, because even if we are to create the extra copies, we're only looking to create one version of the premium the best version. Okay. So you see, we've already eaten through half of our budget already. Okay. But now the armor is complete. At least the best version of the armor is totally done. Let's get the swords going, and then we'll see what we have remaining, because we might still need to... still need to sell a little bit more here. Let's see. Cotton, silver, normal, mastercrafted. I'm not seeing... Oh, does it start with Grandma? Okay, that's just annoying the way that the wording is different there, so it's down there. Okay. This requires a flawless ruby, which we do not have. Oh, that actually would be something that we would have potentially gotten from breaking down all the jewelry, and we did some of that recently. Okay, I'm just making sure that it's not like every single version of this is going to require that we get one of those very expensive jewels. But that could be a very good reason to not make a bunch of versions of the basic sword in that case, because otherwise we are going to go broke. So I think we do buy this. And at least for the swords, we're probably going to draw the line and say, just the premium version of that. Maybe the armor. Maybe the armor. We can have all the versions still, but that... We go here. Much better, because we don't need to get any of the other ingredients. But still fairly expensive, because now we need 2 of you, which is going to mean we won't have enough money to get the actual crafting done. So we'll buy it. Then let's see if there's other stuff that we can sell. We held back a bit on the runestones. I mean, we could just quite literally sell every single runestone that we have and be much better off financially. Still don't think we need to be that aggressive. I think we can still hold back a little bit at least. These are other ingredients that can be used to create the upgraded versions of the runestones. I'm selling the weakest ones right now. We have the biggest quantity of them. But you can, in general, trade a craft up into the higher level versions, and that is something that would normally be the most cost-efficient way to get the higher level versions, so it's kind of similar to what we were talking about, the stuff we actually do want to craft, but again, since I don't really think we're going to be using any of these going forward, I guess we could truthfully just sell them in their entirety. But yeah, there you see the higher level versions we don't have as many copies of. A bunch of you, though, on this side. For some reason, we just didn't like Ard, apparently. Okay. A lot more money now. Okay. So we were on to what? Weapons? Get rid of that. Silver sword, right? Needed the master crafted. Oh. Wait, no, that's feline. Ignore that. This. Oh, we already... Wait a second. Grandmaster. Grandmaster is what we need. Okay. Whew. Alright, so... Yes, we have everything here. We got all the ingredients. We just weren't able to afford the actual crafting cost. There we go. Alright, so now we have that all set and ready to go. Again, I think for the swords, we're probably just going to go for the highest level version and not even bother creating the lowest, medium, and highest level version, comparing all those. I mean, we could have, I suppose, taken a closer look to see when we click the upgrade button, how they were going to change, but alas, I did not. The reason why we're probably not going to create all the versions is because the cheapest one, or the lowest level one, is actually one of the more expensive ones. And for Forgotten, normal version, we need dark steel ingots, which I think we established we can craft ourselves fairly easily, so we need 2 of those. Dark steel ingot. Not iron, steel ingot. Oh, there are 2 ways to make it. Okay, not really sure which one is preferable. That was the steel sword we were doing, right? Nope, not that one. Oh, that's master crafted. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Have everything, looks good. And we have everything ready to go for the Mastercraft version. That's also good. No additional resources needed. Then the Grandmaster. Oh, that one does require another flawless ruby, which is pricey, although that's pricier. Okay, we should, I think, still be able to make all this happen. Still have the budget for it. Okay. And now that means that as of right now, we have the highest level of the steel sword, silver sword, and all of the armor pieces. So we have the full set. The question is just, do we also want to make sure that we can get the basic level, to compare that to the medium level, to compare that to the high level, which we did for some of the stuff, but not all the stuff. If we want to do a full-fledged comparison, then we will probably still need to sell some more things so we get some more money so we can do the rest of the crafting. I mean, while we're here, we were saying, you know, sure, why not? Sell a bunch of it. Sell even more of it, Lids. Who needs that stuff anyway? Not us. Not at this stage. Not at this stage. Because, I mean, it does add up quickly when you sell these things. Lids, why don't you just sell them all immediately? Well, yes, but I didn't know how many we were going to need to sell. I was reluctant to sell absolutely everything. I didn't want to sell the farm. I didn't want to sell Corvo Bianco. Repair kits? Pfft. The true fans know we won't need these. We won't need these. Okay. Set changed a little. That's the other thing. I think the appearance might change a little bit from one version to the next, which I do like to check as well. Okay, so I think that's just. Can we sell any of this? Oh, we can. We can sell these things. You hold on. Hold on. I think we're in much better shape then. I mean, these things don't add up quite as quickly, but we have a bunch of them. So through sheer volume, throw some of these things at the dude. Some of them, I think, do get a little more valuable. Yeah, just make a few more thousand. Just make a few more thousand here and there, you know. Chitinous shell, I think you can get from a bunch of... Granted, it's not that valuable, but... The metals, I'm more reluctant to sell, because those are generally the things that we are trying to get in the first place, right? Is it even... It might even be possible to craft some of those higher level gemstones. Like, we have 40 rubies, and the flawless ruby is the thing that we keep on needing to purchase. It does make me a little curious. Okay. Hoping that's enough. Because we don't need to well, we should double check what we still need here. Pretty sure we made what?
Good luck on the path.
It was boots and chest plate we've made every version of. The other things still need the lower levels. Just double check. So Grandmaster, Master, normal for the armor. So body plate, chest armor. That's fine. Normal boots, medium boots, high level boots. Boots are totally set. Just the high level trousers. Just the high level gauntlets, and then those swords. So yeah, only the chest plate and boots are the things we made all the versions of. So let's see if we can afford that then.
Greetings. I hope your search goes well.
Because in some cases it was the high level stuff that was more expensive, at least from a material standpoint.
Would you craft something for me?
Of course.
The tricky thing was the swords in particular. I remember the low end stuff was still very expensive, and you need to create multiple versions of the low end swords if you're trying to create a different version for each of them. So let's see. So boots are all set. Chest armor, all set. I think trousers are going to be the next most expensive, or the swords, as I was saying. But let's try trousers. I've forgotten. So we need to make the normal version, and then we need to upgrade it all the way through. So at least for the normal version, we have all the ingredients. It's still going to cost us 200 every time we do this, but we're going to need 2 of them technically. And then so one of them will stay at that level, and then where's the master crafted forgotten? Meteorite silver ingot. Not that bad if we have to buy it, but I know some of those. I thought it was like the pure meteorite ingot or something like that. We didn't have the means, but just a normal meteorite ingot we might. Enriched, I don't think we were able to do, but normal we might. Is it meteorite silver or normal meteorite? I mean, either way, we can do it. Also, I didn't take note of how many we needed. Did we need more than one? I don't know. Yeah, there are armor mannequins and Corvo Biancos, and that's what we've done. We've put, for the most part, our Grandmaster armor on those ones. There are a finite number, and they are all in use. Yeah, because we have used several of those for Grandmaster Witcher School armors, but also we have a few of them that are currently using other unique armor that is only found in specific locations that is particularly cool looking. So, like, we have one for Olgierd's armor is on one of them. What else? We might have one for Order of the Flaming Rose armor as well. So, you know, we could potentially put one of these armor sets on, but we'd have to replace one of the ones that is currently in use. All right, we'll just make a couple of these, because I think we're going to need them at some point anyway. So if we were really min-maxing, we'd be paying closer attention to crafting the subcomponents and working our way up into parts that we actually need. Okay. So, no, that's the normal version. We want the Mastercrafted version. Okay, and we've got it. Nice. Okay, so now we have a version of all the rarities of the trousers. That means we are just lacking the gauntlets and the swords. Again, swords I think is going to be the expensive part. Gauntlets I think were comparatively perhaps the cheapest. Where was the Gotfin? Dark steel ingot. As long as we're going to need 2 dark steel ingots, which I think we were able to make. Dark steel ingot, yeah. Okay. That's not really an issue. It's when the entry-level stuff has really expensive components that we do not have access to. That's when I think it's going to add up really quickly. We're going to need 2 of these. One is going to get upgraded, one of them is not. Now we're looking for the master. Not feline. This. Oh. We might have sold all of our monster claws. Should have added more mannequins? They should have. And this guy does not sell them. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's a very common item to drop. But something is telling me Neckers can drop it, but there are a lot of other things that Neckers can drop as well. Not entirely sure what the best way to get one of these is. There might be some of those crafting shops that can that we can purchase them from. We may have just sold that. In which case, oops.
Farewell.
Good luck on the path.
I mean, we had, what, like, we must have had exactly 2. So we were able to do one of those upgrades, but not a second round of it. Where is the door? Excuse me, I demand that you show me where the door is. It is right there. Oh, there it is. We're not encumbered? How? After crafting all that armor? Okay. So we... Oh, hold on. This is just herbs, right?
Whoa.
I mean, we can potentially make some money selling stuff here, but I'm not sure this is going to have the
Hecate came up
monster
with
claw
something
we're looking for.
wonderful this year. A returning customer is a satisfied customer. Come, peruse and buy.
Or sell.
Let me see what you got.
Yeah, this is just going to be... well, I mean, we can sell some of this stuff. This is the kind of thing that, as I was saying, we thought perhaps was not going to be a huge deal, but every once and again, these types of things pop up. Oh, we have a bunch of these. Oh, that's not actually that valuable, though. Also, you don't have a lot of money. So we can't even sell that many of these. Anyway. Oh, that siren hair and lamia hair, whatever. And that, we get a bazillion of on Skellige. Okay. A little more money, but not the key resource we're looking for
So
here.
long.
Monster claws. So, I mean, we can take wild guesses at what kind of monsters we think drop them. I think for the most part, they're pretty basic monsters that you tend to run into early game. Wolves always drop the meat. Wolf pelts. So what else? Neckers, drowners. I feel like at least some of the very basic early game enemies drop them. What's up, Birdman? How are you? This game is totally awesome. We have beaten the game. This is a file in which we've beaten the game, but we're going in to check all of the new things that have been added for the update. We're trying to craft the new Grandmaster, or well, we've gotten the basic version of the armor and weapons that have just been introduced with the new update, but we're trying to get a basic version, the medium level version, and also the high level version of all the different types of thing, or of the specific type of Witcher armor that's been introduced, so that we can compare them one after the other to see how they improve over time and see how they look aesthetically. So we are unfortunately lacking some crafting materials, which it's a monster claw that we are missing right now. Downloading the update, can't wait. Nice. In that case, I will not spoil the quest updates. Are probably the thing that are most spoiler sensitive, I suppose. Where do we think we're getting monster claws? I mean, I swear, basic enemies drop it somewhere. It should be so easy to find, right? Should be?
Welcome.
Oh, and thanks for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the stream, then. Thanks for stopping by. Skellige, I feel like there's a bunch of basic enemies on... I mean, do wolves drop it? Because I know wolves do the raw meat and they do the wolf pelt, but do they also have monster claws occasionally? There are neckers here as well in various locations. So, I think we just go here and we see if we get some stuff. Monster claw, right? It's the one we're missing. We should probably check to see if the alchemists sell them. There's a chance that they do, but for the most part, it might just be most reliable once we figure out what enemy does drop them to go find that. Always curious to see if there are any evil witchers before Geralt's time. Yeah, we don't know that much about the old history of the witchers, right? Like, I have not read the books, but even from what I understand, from what other people have relayed to me, the books also do not speak that much to, like, the other Witcher schools and what have you. My understanding is that is largely just little hints, little mentions, mostly from the games. What direction do we want to be headed in? I was thinking north. Somewhere. Bearish? No, there are various enemies here. There are some bandits as well. And may hear about them in The Witcher 4. I mean, didn't they? I'm pretty sure they introduced a new Witcher school. Didn't they? It's like School of the... I want to say... Lynx? Or something. It's some cat that they added. That I don't think we'd ever heard of before. Might not have the exact cat correctly, but... Okay. So... We have drowners. Do drowners drop monster claws? We're gonna see. So they drop drowner brains, I know that. Monster ears. Drowner brain. Tongue. Just gonna do the anatomy of monsters, apparently. Something tells me the human corpses are probably not going to have monster claws, but who knows? There are neckers in this general area as well. I know, I'm pretty sure there are some necker-specific monster drops. I'm not sure if there's, like, monster claws, and then there's necker claws, and those are two distinct things. I don't think so. Like, it looks like a cat, absolutely. But I do not think it was the school of the cat. I think it was something separate from that. Love the sound effect. Yeah, what type... Ow. Of monsters slash... Ow. Wild animals. Ow. Ow! Wait, granted, they aren't really doing much of anything to us, but still. Not convinced that these wild dogs and wolves drop it. Not feeling terribly convinced at the moment. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, there is a School of the Cat. Okay, sorry. There is a School of the Cat, absolutely. We're wearing a School of the Cat armor as well. And yes, I know what quest you're referring to. Yes. Sorry, I thought you were... I thought you were saying one of the new schools that might exist in the new Witcher game could be School of the Cat. And it could be. Or as in, we could learn more about it in the next Witcher game. We have heard about it before. We don't know much about it, but we have heard about it a little bit. So I think that's something that a lot of people have expressed interest in, from what I've heard. People want to learn more about the various Witcher schools, and I think there's a lot of potential there. Honestly, Gwent, the standalone card game, Gwent, probably goes into greater detail about the various Witcher schools than even The Witcher itself does. So there are cards that are specific to the various Witcher schools, and they sort of have their own distinct flavors, their own distinct abilities. Like Cat School, the cards like move around and damage opponents as they move around. The Bears and that Cat School, which, I mean, this is probably not super accurate, but they're technically considered Scoia'tael because they were, at least the founder was like half elf, half human. So I guess there's at least some basis for that. Then Bear School, supposedly they're bigger, but their mutagens are different, so they're bigger. Oh, and Cat School we know are like more aggressive. Their mutagens got messed up, so that instead of being more calm like Witchers usually are, they actually are more emotional and erratic. Lynx, yeah. Yeah, Lynx is the new one. So we may still very well hear more information about the schools that we know about, but just don't know a lot. But Lynx is brand new. We know nothing about that. That has been created for The Witcher 4. All right, we are, I think, perhaps best served at least seeing if there's an easy way out here and just going to one of the alchemists and seeing if they will give us the crafting item that we need. And we did walk just past a fast travel point, didn't we? Yeah, we should just head back here.
Don't object to your warning.
Yeah, and just the mere fact they are introducing a new school in the first place might mean that that's going to be a point of emphasis, right? That they're going to, in general, spend more time delving into the details for the various schools. Okay. So... is Kira still at her hut? Or has she gone somewhere else? I don't remember. Also, is this Kira's hut or is this a totally different forest hut? Because I think this is a totally different forest hut. This is definitely a totally different forest hut. Rude. Well, we did get some stuff. Not the stuff we're looking for, because it's not really what I intended to do, but... there's more enemies here that are popping up. It's probably more Arakai. Or Indrigas, which are definitely not going to have claws. Just waiting for the game to drop claws right there. Like, oh, really, Lids? Is that so now? Well, you see, the Indriga have a chitinous exoskeleton, and therefore they would never have claws? Obviously, Lids. Look, that's what I'm saying. Where was Kira's hut? I mean, it was around here, wasn't it? Most of Rex. Pickups. She went to Fyke Isle. I'm looking for Kira because I know she has alchemy stuff that she sells. But, I mean, surely in Novigrad we can find something, right? Surely in Novigrad. If it is possible to purchase this thing from an alchemist. The way that guy loaded in at the beginning, it was just kind of crazy. He was just... it's like a second son.
Whosoever conceals a mage in their home shall burn alongside him or her.
Oh, we did have some money we can convert here at the bank. Something that I might have only done once before.
How can I be of service?
No, I don't need a loan.
Got some coin I'd like to convert into crowns.
You've come to the right place. A better rate you'll not find anywhere in the city.
Right, because no one else can do it. So that gave us 1,900. I mean, it's not a ton, but it's compared to like mass selling the other stuff, but it's still decent. Let's see though. So here's an occasion on which I would probably like to see the full details, because I'm certain there's some alchemists around here. Thought there was one in this general direction. There was one that was kind of on a bridge over the river. Hold on. I think there's one right here-ish, I thought. In the general area where we are. Let's take a right. This was a quest place, wasn't it? At one point in time.
Thanks for your help, Geralt.
I-
Would not have nabbed the bastard elsewise.
Totally, dude. I absolutely remember what I helped you with. Absolutely. No questions asked. By the way, what was it that we helped you with? This music feels like it's slightly different. Instrumentally. There's one instrument in that. Same notes, maybe, but one instrument in that did not sound familiar. I don't know. Maybe they changed that. This is what I'm looking for. Well, are you going to have the stuff we need?
So bored I could spew.
That's where we're trying to go. It's the alchemist down here. Also, this is, I mean, this is more of an herbalist indicator. Yeah, this is down in the... Oh. Yeah, that's the very end of a long quest, I'm pretty sure. Sees us going through there. Says it's on this level. For what it's worth, it does not say it's above us, at least. For a second there, it sounded like it was, or it looked like it was going to, but then it said, right now, it says it's on the same elevation as us, oddly enough. The glasses come from Hearts of Stone from the auction, where you have the option to purchase a number of things, one of which is specifically for the quest, but the other things you can purchase and are more optional, more up to you. And one of them is the pair of glasses that are theoretically from the professor in Witcher 1. And then we basically played the entire game with them once we got them. And they actually, in this armor set in particular, they are particularly significant because if you don't have the glasses on, Geralt will use his hood. Whereas if you put the glasses on, he'll leave his hood down. So it actually looks very different. Sound below? I swear. It's up here. Where is this dude? Also, I'm pretty sure that the herbalist is actually not going to give us what we need anyway. We need an alchemist, if anything.
You'll choke to death on 3 pounds of steam.
Your blades. Why not at your waist like everyone else?
Yeah, I think
Many thanks to you.
Hearts of Stone short, but definitely among my favorite, if not, you know, probably has several of my favorite quests and side quests or whatever. Oh, no, I did not mean to do that. Some of my favorite components of the game. However you want to break those up. Okay, the square, at least during daylight, has somebody who buys and sells alchemy stuff. I know we were running around in circles trying to find a specific place when we started in the square, but they also might not be out at night.
Last chance to surrender unorthodox books. Grimoires and tracts blaspheming the sacred flame especially.
Hold on. Let's meditate. Pass time into the day. I'm not kidding you. We did like basically a full-blown fashion show where we did all the Grandmaster armor. We tried basically every single combination of colors for all the different components, and we settled on this. So we tested it out. And that's basically what we're hoping to do here as well. Once we actually get the stuff to test, at the very least. You might be the person. No, except you're not the person I'm thinking of.
Welcome.
Thanks for stopping by, Imperic.
What have you got there?
Yeah, so see, the thing is we were hoping for some monster claws. Pretty close to just pulling out Google and seeing if we can figure out where one acquires such a thing. And I think regardless of what we're selling at this guy's, well, I would say he's not going to give us a good price, but also he's not exactly overflowing with the monies anyway. Sell him a bunch of petals. Pretty sure we have another stack of those elsewhere. Pretty sure. Yeah. And I know this is used for many different alchemy things, but don't need it now. Okay.
So long.
Swear there was an alchemist here. There's this guy who sells books.
They say he feeds on corpses, devours their hearts and eyes. Welcome, welcome.
Or at least some books.
What have you got there?
Yeah, that's not really helpful.
So long.
By order of the hierarch, whosoever conceals a maid
Alright, why don't we...
burn alongside him.
Oh, nope. They're still looking for Triss.
Welcome, welcome.
Oh, this is just a weapons, or rather an armor guy. And also, that's not what I
Something
wanted to
for
do
me?
anyway.
So long.
So it's not like this guy's really going to help us. We need... well... I mean, yeah, the quick solution would have been to find an alchemist that can... no, that is not an alchemist sign. That is Hattori. The quick and easy answer would be to find an alchemist who can actually sell us this item directly. Otherwise, we're going to try to hunt down a specific monster that drops a monster claw, which feels so simple and generic, and like everyone would drop it, but maybe not. Let's see. Is there a specific type of... I mean, we tried drowners, didn't seem like it. There were... I was originally trying to hunt down neckers as well. We just go to a higher level area, Hearts of Stone, and... I mean, I don't know that's inherently going to lead to... Well, no, sometimes that gives us other drops that are newly introduced in that section, so not really sure that's going to increase our likelihood at all. What I'm wondering is, like, do we go over to Skellige? Skellige tends to have more, like, less monsters and more just big wild animals and sirens. But do sirens drop them? If sirens drop them, then we're definitely going to get it quickly in Skellige, but not sure if that's the case. Not sure that's actually going to help us. But, I mean, we could try. I guess. I assume there are sirens here because it's on the coast, but I might be wrong. What? Pharaoh has a bunch. I mean, they're everywhere, right? I don't think this is the best monster to try to fight for this purpose, but if the sirens do drop it, then obviously there'll be no shortage of sirens eventually, once we actually find the right place to be hunting sirens. Which apparently is not here. Yeah. We'll go to Pharaoh. Unless this... bear... I mean, who knows? Who knows, right? We'll just beat up this bear with a shovel. As one does. Yeah, see, anything that has all these specific types of loot that it drops that is not named Monster Claw makes me think that they're not going to have Monster Claws. They already have a bunch of other things. Pretty sure the Snow Hare is not going to have it either. Yeah. Just checking. Or, I mean, we could just settle. We could just say, all right, we have the highest level stuff. We should just test those things out. And we won't bother with the lower level stuff. I suppose that does work too, although we've almost gotten everything else. Very close to it. So it feels like, I mean, sunk cost fallacy, Lids, yes, but still feels doable. Just have this one, what seemingly you would think would be a very simple thing to accomplish. So maybe I will just Google it. Resort to the Googles. Maybe it turns out that it's actually not as straightforward to find that specific item as I would have thought. I know we're going to be able to find a shopkeeper who can sell us the thing we need here. Don't remember specifically. So put this away before people get mad at us. Another herbalist. But I think that's pretty much confirmed that herbalists are not going to have it. It needs to be an actual alchemist. Does very much seem to be harder to come by.
Would you like to buy something from my stash?
Maybe. Let me see what you got.
Oh, they do have more stuff, but still not the stuff we need on this occasion, right? Oh, wait, we can see from the... Doesn't the bestiary show us what some monsters drop? That might... Rather than taking a wild guess. That feels like that's... way to go about doing it. Does it? It says vulnerable against. Okay, maybe it doesn't. Darn. Second there, I thought that was gonna be our quick and easy way to at least determine what we're going after, and then we could obviously make a point of hunting that down. Let's go a little further into town, see if they have an alchemist. Could try other towns, of course, but...
May your rocks never crumble.
Is there a chance we have any in our stash? I mean, I guess it's possible. Kind of doubt it, but while we're here, might as well check. No. Starting to lean toward us just testing out the stuff that we already have. And foregoing, what is it, the medium gloves, I think is the issue we're having. I think that's the issue we're having.
Far from the worst weather we're likely to get.
Alright, so let's head on back to Toussaint. You know, we could wildly hunt down random beasts and see if we happen to come across the specific monster claw that we need. But I would just be largely guessing. And we still haven't gotten an alchemist, I suppose, so we still really haven't answered that question. Like, does Firesol have one? I know that's a... What? That might be the next biggest town. Maybe? General store. Blacksmith. Excuse me. Gentlemen. 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 Thank you. Maybe not. Hold on. Let me see. There's that option I was talking about before that got added that will simplify the map to take away some of the icons. I think it's over here. So I'm wondering if maybe it might have automatically activated. And that might make it easier if we can just see right off the bat, rather than guessing which towns have this stuff. On. Let's see, force distance. Hold on. What category would it be under? thought that most of the new stuff was under this gameplay category, but perhaps not. Otherwise, I don't know what it would be, though. Alright. Alright. We'll head back. We'll just go to... Unless this random shopkeeper happens to have it. Do one last check, but I doubt it. Also, which person is it? No, it's not you. It's you.
Hey.
It's you.
See you come from afar. Ought to replenish your supplies, I wager.
If you have monster claws, then maybe.
Wouldn't mind a look at your stock.
Yeah, no. Okay. Let's head back to Toussaint. Craft the remaining stuff.
So long.
Which I guess, at this point, is basically just the lower level swords and not the gauntlets. We'll have almost everything fully set and ready to go. And then maybe even head back to Bazima now that we've tracked down the description of where the actual loot is. Tell you what, let's actually do that now. Because then we'll have all the armor on us and we'll probably be encumbered, but then we'll at least be able to do a full-fledged fashion show of sorts. Or at least, basically we'll be able to compare all the armor at one time, rather than doing it in bits and pieces. Alright. So, throne room. Follow covered walkway into courtyard. Why don't we just go into the courtyard directly? Why don't we just ignore the whole start at the throne room part, because we're not going to start at the throne room. Okay, so we're here, or is this? I guess this is actually the throne room. Okay, so fair enough. Follow covered walkway in courtyard. That's fast travel, so not there. Covered walkway in courtyard. Gotcha. Turn right at corner. Okay, I'm turning right at the corner. I assume that was the corner. First door on the left. Okay, we were in here before. Yeah, we suspected it might have been in here. Okay, so when we're in here, then it is back right door to room in the next door. Yeah, I mean, we went through there as well. It must have been very close. So we saw you. Back right door. Over here. Or not. Back right door. Okay, so that might be where we're breaking down here. Back right. I mean, it said it was locked. Let me just verify if we can actually go through it. So maybe we can. Cannot. Okay, so over here, back right door. What qualifies as back? Here? There's no doors over here. Would be back right door. Wait. Into the room next door, basically, is the question. Chest under window. Maybe we're just looking for chests under windows in and around here, basically. It's not really a chest. Nor is this. This would look promising. There we go, we found it. We found it. Letter found in Yennefer's chest. Sword of 1,000 flowers. White Widow of the Valley of Flowers. Armor of 1,000 flowers. We are now definitely, legitimately going to be encumbered. Armor of that, yeah, we saw that. Boots of 1,000 flowers, gauntlets of 1,000 flowers, trousers of 1,000 flowers. That's a cool name. Trousers of 1,000 flowers, I want those. Nine-tailed vixen steel sword and white tiger, everything. Okay. All right, so we have all that stuff. We have finally tracked it down. Yes, we were definitely over here. We just did not find that chest for some reason. Okay. So that is the stuff that you get just from the new update. You don't need to do anything to unlock it other than track down by going on this wild goose hunt chase to locate where they are. As I was saying, we found a hidden hidden Easter egg, whatever you want to call it, for The Witcher 4 before we found those.
Northern women bathe but once every 3 moons.
So, I mean, happy mistake, I suppose. Eventually we did find the thing we were looking for, but it's not as easy as it should have been. Alright, now we go back to Toussaint. And now we are crafting here. Alright, so we are super encumbered. So we're definitely going to want Roach. We are finally, although we are perhaps lacking a little bit when it comes to one of the pieces of armor, the chest plate, or rather the gauntlets. Also, I should mark on the map where we're going, otherwise I'm going to wander aimlessly because I'm headed in the wrong direction. Yeah, I'm on Roach. Should be able to still do a pretty good comparison of everything other than the gauntlets. No, it's not you, it's... guy up here.
Move it.
Right? Oh wait, no. No, it isn't. It's...
Come on.
Now I'm getting myself confused. I'm looking at the map more than I'm looking at the actual city in front of me, which would probably be more effective, to be honest. Because I do know what it looks like. Just casually knock that guy aside. It is on a corner, but this is not on a corner. This is not it.
Oop, yep. I'm going to heal.
Come on, Roach. Come on, Roach. Should not be this difficult.
Oh.
Good folk, have you seen these prices? I must have drunk a crazy potion.
Right now, I'm just going in circles. Ah! That's the one that we don't like? Question mark? Are we just in the wrong part of town? Did I just go to the wrong area and that's why this doesn't look correct? I mean, I've marked the correct one. Yeah, just follow the green mark, Vids. Stop trying to figure out which one is. I just go into the ones in front of me? Yeah, it's over here. So I kept thinking of it as the one that's at the top of the stairs, but those ones are also at the top of the stairs. Just different stairs. And it's on the corner. Okay. So, do a quick double check. We should have all the Wolf School armor, chest plates. All the Wolf School boots. All of trousers. It's just the gauntlets that we're missing. Yeah, so we have the Grandmaster. We have 2 of the entry-level ones. We don't have the mid-level one. So we couldn't get the crafting item for that.
I hope your search goes well.
Unfortunately, it did not go well, as it turns out.
Would you craft something for me?
Of course.
Okay. So in that case, we're basically just looking for the lower level of the swords. Those were going to be expensive, though, because they did have some pretty big ingredients. Namely, this flawless ruby. Can we make flawless rubies? Is that something we can do? Doesn't look like it. Can we, like, reverse craft the precious gems? Oh. Apparently you just can't craft the gems at all. Okay, fair enough. I feel like I'd seen them pop up in these types of windows before, but maybe that's just from all the dismantling stuff. Tends to give you the jewels pretty regularly. Okay, but anyways. Going for Forgotten Woven Silver Sword. Need to buy this. And then we can craft it. And we need to do it again. So now we have a version that will stay at the lowest level. Then we're going to go for the Mastercrafted version as well. Okay, so now we have low, medium, and high level Silver Sword. We're going to do the same for the Steel Sword now as well, hoping it doesn't require those same rubies, because if so, I think he only had 1 more that we were allowed to buy from him. Let's see, Forgotten Old School Steel Sword. Much easier to do. In fact, we could craft these, but at this point, it's looking like money is no longer the obstacle. So we'll just do this. Crafting materials are the obstacle at this point. So again, we're going to need 2. 1 we're going to keep at this level, the other one we're going to upgrade. Like so. Okay, so we have medium or low, medium, high level gear for everything except for the gauntlets, for which we were not able to get the medium level. But that still feels like that's a pretty good way to do a comparison. One little piece we're missing. And we can also check out the other new stuff that we picked up in Vizima as well. Yes, it is through here. Just need to find a good place for our fashion show. In the past, when we were crafting with this guy, pretty sure we did it down here. Come on, Roach. You can do it. I think we did it. Do it here?
Take it easy.
Not quite, I don't think. It must be exactly the same spot that we did when we were looking at all our other Grandmaster, which are here. Maybe it was just right up here. I think it was. It was just right up here. Okay, so what does the new armor look like, and how good is it? Let's start with the lowest level versions. So we should have just about everything here. So it's the Forgotten Wolf armor. Let's see, it has attack power, adrenaline point gain, resistance to a bunch of stuffs. Let's throw this on. And so I think that is meant to look like the Netflix series armor from the season 1 in this case. Possibly. And there's the trousers. Go for the boots as well. The gloves. Okay. Obviously, we're going to keep the classes off.
This represents to the natural order.
So this is what the basic level, the basic version of the Forgotten Wolf School armor looks like. So there's that. Then let's switch over. And could we even, I suppose we could go... Oh, no. Hold on. This is probably the best way to look at it as well. And see the other stuffs. Oh, and we highlighted it like this. Yeah, so 28, 10, 2, 29, 43, and whatnot. I mean, this is a low-level armor, so it's not going to be that effective. Oh, and we should throw on the new swords as well. So let's start with the small stuff here. So we have normal, the entry-level silver sword, and then let's see, here is the entry-level steel sword. I think these might even be based on the Witcher series as well, or the Witcher, yeah, TV series, that is. Which, a little hard to tell. But I think you can see, again, it's really hard to tell here. I think you can see Renfri's brooch. On this is the steel sword, I believe. Honestly, might even be easier to look at them when they're just on our back like this. Okay, so not sure how much the appearance of the swords is really going to change, but we can certainly look at the stats. So maybe we do that first, because I think that's going to be a little less impactful. So let's see. We have the steel sword, then it goes up the mastercrafted, and at this point it's level 34. I mean, that's what, like mid-game? A little further than mid-game. Yeah, what it's basically everything pre-DLCs, which makes sense, given how you can only get the Grandmaster from the DLCs. Then DLC for Grandmaster, level 40. And in terms of damage, let's just compare that to... we were talking Steel Sword? Yeah. Okay, so it's nothing compared to Erendite, but that's probably not a very fair comparison, because Erendite is pretty darn strong. So, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. And then for the silver, the Mastercrafted goes up a fair bit in terms of the stats. Again, level 34. And then level 40 once again here. The highest level. And in this case, let's see, were we using... Oh, we also have the other new swords as well that we can check out too. Let's just take a look to see if they appear much different. Higher level versions, I'm not really sure we're gonna notice much there. Okay, admittedly, this angle is not great. I feel like we might need to be different area to get... It's just cutting off much of the sword.
Written requests shall be dealt with in due course and in the order submitted.
Yeah. Hard to tell. Maybe our spot is not so great after all for this purpose, but... I mean, I can't really tell much of a difference, to be honest with you, between the higher levels of the swords. Like, the coloration might change slightly. So that's about it. The armor, though, let's check that out. So for the armor... That's much easier to see the differences, I think. So if we upgrade that from the basic chestplate to the medium level, Mastercrafted, not much of a difference there, at least visually. Then we go... See, oh, there's a... Do we have the... Oh, we already had the Mastercrafted pants on. Oops. Yeah, the coloration is really the only thing that changes. Seems like the coloration, or rather the, yeah, the general appearance does not change much. Hold on, now we're getting ahead of ourselves, though. Yeah, okay, so that. Then you go boots, Mastercrafted. Again, just about identical appearance-wise. All that stuff. Not noticing much of a difference there. But then if we go all the way up, now let's check that out. And at this point, the game has frozen, first of all. First of all, there's that. The music has also ceased to play, which is also a little concerning. Yeah, so can't there we go. There we go. Let's maybe just drop a quick save here, if you know what I mean. That might be worth doing, just in case something like that happens again. All right, now let's put on the Grandmaster. So highest level for the chest plate. I'm guessing this is going to look more distinct. And in terms of stats, okay, that looks very different. Oh, it's very different. Is that based on the others, the season 2 of the Netflix series? I do not like that one as much. Definitely don't. It looks less witchery to me. Generally looks less like a Witcher, the type of armor that a Witcher would wear. Or they're also all medium armor, I think, which is worth noting. Boots, I mean, even like the boots don't change at all, really. Trousers, I think we took a brief sneak peek at that. Just even those look very different. Yeah, that's Forgotten Woven trousers. And then the gloves look different as well. Okay. The boots really didn't change at all is the one thing, I think. Unless we accidentally equipped the wrong ones. Mastercrafted. Normal ones. No, we're equipping the Grandmaster. Okay, so let's take a look out here. Okay. Yeah, I don't like it as much as the other ones. It feels... It looks more plate-like. Which in general feels like that's... I guess it's not that unusual for the Witcher armor, or for armor that exists in the game called The Witcher. It is not that unusual to have plate armor like that, but for armors that actually are created by the Witcher schools, it just doesn't... The chestplate in particular does not really seem to fit in much with that. Also looks... The coloration in light seems kind of odd to me. So yeah, not a huge fan of that. Let's look at the stats a little bit more closely. Look at the stats a little more closely here. So... I think the armor is what we're most interested in here. So in a vacuum, this is a little bit hard to contextualize. But like we're typically using the cat school, or at least my preference is to use the Grandmaster cat school armor. So in this case, see anything of particular. Yeah, let's actually go specifically on the armor itself. I think it's a little bit easier to tell you the truth. What, if anything, is out of the ordinary? It's like attack power from the chestplate. That's a little bit out of the ordinary. Adrenaline point gain, and then the other resistances. So usually each of the various types of Witcher schools have something they specialize in. Like Cat School specializes in the attack power, which is why I tended to like it. So it's the more aggressive offensive approach. Wolf School, the normal Wolf School, was sort of a mixture of the various other schools. So it was the generalist approach, not as specialized as the other ones, but you get a little bit of a taste of what all the other stuff does. So is there anything in particular that this does that is unusual? Bard Sign Intensity. That might be different from... The closest thing would probably be the Griffin School, which gives Sign Intensity in general. What's up, Silent? How's it going? How are you? We're checking out the update to The Witcher 3, including this new armor. This is the fully upgraded set that we just created. Yurden Sign Intensity. Okay. That's also a little bit out of the ordinary. And Sign Intensity in general. So yeah, my question there would just be, how does that compare to the Griffin School armor that I thought just gave generic Sign Intensity? And I would think probably still gives more than this, but maybe I'm over-exaggerating the buffs that you get from Griffin armor in my mind. At least that's what this adrenaline point gain feels like that might be the biggest difference. And the attack power, which is, I mean, it's not as if it is Griffin armor. It's as if it's cat armor, so it's still a little bit of a taking little bits and pieces from other schools for the Wolf School stuff. And then I think that adrenaline point gain might be unique. Does Bear School have that? I don't know. I did not look very closely at Bear School because that's heavy armor, and I definitely was not doing much of that in this playthrough. But, okay, so that's what the armor does that is interesting and unique. As for the swords, we have Steel Sword, a little bit of sign intensity there. Again, the adrenaline point gains, that does seem like that's kind of a thing. Critical hit damage bonus and hit chance. There's what, I think there might be a little bit of that on Cat School. Chance to cause bleeding, might be a little bit of that on Cat School as well. Bonus experience for humans and non-humans. Sign intensity, and again, so sign intensity is Griffin. Adrenaline point gain. Feel maybe adrenaline point gain is Bear School, and I'm just not remembering that, in which case this is still very much the Wolf School being that middle ground, giving you stuff that is a little bit of all the specialties from the various other schools. Otherwise, yeah, otherwise that adrenaline point gain, at least at first glance, seemed to me like that was the most unique. Oh, and also the stuff you get from the Witcher gear set. Hold on, that's important. So at 3, it increases the duration of potions. The bonus increased by 7% for each piece of the set. Okay, so potion buff. There is, what is the other one? The armor set that's new in Blood and Wine that you can get the Grandmaster set of that does give some potion synergies. So there's some similarities there. Then R deals additional damage to enemies affected by Yrden. That's fitting. That's actually very cool. Given the context of how we got this armor, that's actually very clever. I like that. In a vacuum, you know, hard to say how impactful that really is, and they don't put a number on it, which is also kind of odd. So you don't really know how impactful that would be in practice, especially compared to something like, again, the Griffin armor, which is generally what you go to for signs, because that is the one that specializes in that stuff. But thematically, given the way in which we got this, it does feel that it's kind of fitting. What would I recommend for someone who's playing this game for the first time? Well, so first of all, this is a game that this is a save file that we have finished. So we are just going back to check out the new stuff coming from the update. So a little bit of spoilers here, a little bit. But generally speaking, I would say the most important thing is go at your own pace and do things the way you want to do them. Because there are so many different things to do in The Witcher, and there are so many ways in which to do them, that it's really up to you to choose how you want to make everything happen. So I played the game blind, for example, and so I just did what felt like the thing that I wanted to do at the time. I wasn't too concerned about, this is, you know, I'm trying to optimize this the way that everyone else says is the best way to do it. Sure, obviously I wanted to succeed in the playthrough, yes, but did it from my perspective in the way that seemed like it fit the way that I wanted to approach the game. And because there are so many ways that you can approach it, I think that is probably my biggest suggestion. Is fantastic game for sure, and it's the kind of thing that you sort of, the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. Very similar to Mass Effect, which obviously I know you're quite familiar with. So in many ways, I kind of think that The Witcher is almost like the fantasy equivalent of Mass Effect, and Mass Effect is the closest thing to a sci-fi version of The Witcher. Obviously, there's also Dragon Age, which probably be the more common comparison, but I think that there's definitely a lot of things that they have in common. And like Mass Effect, you know, if you just zip on through and don't pay much attention to the things that people are saying to you that don't really do many of the side quests and what have you, then you're probably not going to have as good of an experience as if you go in, take your time, and explore the things that you want to explore, experience the things that you want to experience, and take the type of approach that you like to take. Because then it's just going to become much more your type of game. It's because there's so many different ways that you can customize the game, whether it be from you know, your skills standpoint, your armor standpoint. You always get that type of stuff, but from a narrative standpoint as well, there's just lots of branches that you want to, you know, have the game go in the direction that you want it to go in. And sure, there'll be many times, I'm sure, when things will not go exactly according to plan, but The Witcher does a good job of not making it clear as to, you know, is there just an objectively best way to do things? Lot of gray. And so that is, for that reason, I think one of the reasons why it is just so good to go in with your own approach and do what feels right to you. Don't worry about, you know, like following someone else's guide of what you think is, what they think is, you know, the optimal way to go about doing things, because ultimately it's up to you. Make it your own experience. Okay, oh, that was, so that was the armor that we just upgraded, yes. However, there was some other stuff that we did not need to upgrade, but we just picked up. from this expansion as well, or update, whatever you want to call it. Update, definitely more accurate. Okay, so there was, I think, all the... Actually, 2 sets, I think. White Widow of the Valley of Flowers. I think that was 1 set, which I think is sort of like an elven set, theoretically. Ooh, I like the looks of that sword. Let's check that out. So that was... I assume the steel sword, whereas this is the silver sword. Wait, hold on. Are those stronger than the... Or did I just... Hold on. I just mix and match. Yeah, that's a different kind. Hold on. Hold on. Going for the White Widow of the Valley. White Widow of the Valley. Might also be Sword of 1,000 Flowers that's supposed to be that type as well. Okay, yeah, so this is low-level stuff we're seeing. And that makes sense because this theoretically does become available very early on. So stats-wise, it's not going to be as good. Also, was that the right one, or am I once again mixing and matching? I think I'm once again mixing and matching. Not that that's wrong, but I just want to see what all the new stuff that's theoretically part of a package looks like together. Get a better sense as to what it is supposed to look like. Oops, of 1,000 Flowers. So yeah, I think this is sort of supposed to be like Scoia'tael. Wait a second. Scoia'tael elf-like armor. I'm doing a terrible job of reading right now. Trousers of 1,000 Flowers. Oh, right. That name is like triple S tier. Triple S tier. Trousers of 1,000 Flowers. I want to name all of my pairs of pants that from now on. Yeah, playing Elden Ring with no indication of what to do. Yeah, I'd say, just jump into it and try to be thorough. I would say, again, that the more you put into it, the more of a good time you're going to have. But approach things the way that you personally like to approach things. And I think that's just going to make it a much more authentic experience than if you're just sort of doing things a certain way because that's what people theoretically think that you ought to do and are telling you to do. I think this is perhaps the entirety of this. Yeah. Okay, so this is the set. The sort of elf-themed armor, I think, is theoretically what's supposed to be. So this was low level. I think like 7-ish or so. And again, it is potentially available more or less as soon as you finish the tutorial. So that's probably the right level for that type of thing. Oh, I like the way the metal shows partially through the sheath, the scabbard.
What a specimen.
So, not the strongest, I'm sure, for that reason, but at the time in which you are acquiring this, you might not even immediately be able to equip it. But it is a good thing to target. Oh, we still have the gloves on from before. Let's see. There we go. That's a little more fitting. Yeah, so is there anything in particular that this armor does? Just general resistance to stuff. Oh, a little bit of sign intensity. Okay. A little bit of sign intensity. But yeah, medium armor. Level 7, 7, 7, and 7. So yeah, early game stuff. Might not be able to use it immediately once you get it, but gives you a good thing to target pretty soon thereafter. Now let's try that other set that I kept on accidentally throwing on a couple pieces of. So this is all the 9-tailed Vixen. Oh wait, hold on. But let's take a quick look at actually unsheathing the swords, which people might get mad at us for doing. But it's also very hard to tell. But it just looks like a very long, very thin, elegant like blade. So I do like that. Looks very stylish. Granted, the angle is not ideal, but
You shan't find anything better in all Tucson.
I do like the looks of them, though, I think. Alright, then we switch over. Now let's try out the other stuff. So now the 9-tailed Vixen thingamabobbers. Both the swords. Chestplate's probably going to give us the best sense of what that looks like. And we have boots for this. Yes, I think it's White Tiger. These are the pants. piece of gloves. Okay. So let's take a quick look at the stats, and then we'll look more closely at what this looks like as we're walking around. But this looks good as well, stylistically. They do seem very distinct appearance-wise relative to other pieces of armor, so I do like that. They stand out a lot. Vitality, that's a little bit out of the ordinary. Adrenaline point gain, okay. This is higher level stuff. Not that much higher, actually. It's level 11, so it is stronger than what we were just looking at before. Also medium. But that probably makes sense. Again, like, you're getting this stuff basically for free, both in-game and IRL. So it probably makes sense. You know, it would be weird if you basically just finish the tutorial, walk up to a chest, and then it gives you the best end-game armor and weapons in the game. And it's like, okay, well, now I have no reason to ever want or need to loot or purchase or craft anything else for the entirety of the game, and that would kind of defeat the whole purpose of those things. So I think it's probably, at least based on the level, would seem to strike a pretty good balance. You're probably pretty low level when you first get this stuff, so gives you a good target to go for the level 7 stuff, and then the level 11 soon thereafter. And again, it's probably pretty good at that level. Hard to know precisely, given how, compared to what we currently have equipped, or what we had equipped before this, it's going to be much worse. But yeah, so I think the first set was sort of like an elf-themed stuffs, whereas this looks more like sort of traditional, like Chinese? I don't think that's a katana. I don't think it is. But it looks kind of similar. But I'm no expert. So yeah, I mean, they both look very stylish. Very, again, unique looking. But it is, of course, for endgame at least, pretty low level stuff. So we'll throw back on our usual attire. So yeah, I think I like probably the appearance of those ones we were just looking at more than I like the appearance of the new Forgotten Wolf School armor. And then the Forgotten Wolf School armor does, in some ways, change a little bit once you upgrade it all the way to the final level. Is that correct? Hold on. Yeah. Once again, getting confused with what we do and do not intend to use here. Is that all Feline School? No, the gloves are not. That's what we want. There we go. That's our usual stuff. Nice. Yeah, so I think I like the elf stuff and the, again, not entirely sure what the, I mean, it looks like it's based on some kind of historical armor, but I like those two. Then I probably like the lower level Forgotten Wolf School, and then bottom is probably the highest level fully upgraded Wolf School Forgotten armor set. The swords look nice. The 2 new swords, or the 4 new swords as well. Speaking of which, I should probably switch those back as well. Let's see. So, where are those? Ooh, we're looking for Cat. Let's see. Or actually, Erendite. And the spade. No. Shimutna, I guess, is what we're using. At least it has the stuff crafted onto it, so probably is what we had before. All right. So in that case, let's just take stock here. We've done the new quest. We have spoken to that NPC that previously was not someone we could speak to. We played him at Gwent. We got the new armor that is now available. We've upgraded the new armor that is available. We did eventually pick up the new stuff that doesn't even require any upgrades. We accidentally stumbled across what appeared to have been a teaser for The Witcher 4. And, I mean, like, we could poke our heads in what White Orchard is the only place that I don't think we've gone thus far. I think we took at least a brief visit over at the other places, so maybe we just, for the sake of saying hello in White Orchard, we'll stop by real quick. Let's see. Is there a specific place? Oh, we still have markers here in White Orchard. Who knows how long those have been there for? Well, I can tell you, probably a year and a half worth of playing and 2 years of just, no, three years of just sitting here since we last. Who knows? Who knows? A long time is the point. A long time. Let's just head over here. Except we are not at a fast travel spot, so we can't do that. We're basically in a fast travel spot, so we more or less will be able to do that. Excuse me, ma'am. Oh, we also still have a bazillion things in our inventory right now, so we are very much encumbered. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. This may be the last steps we ever take in this game. I mean, not to say I'll never replay it again. It is an amazing game, don't get me wrong, but it is a very time-consuming game, and one that we deliberately played very thoroughly, so we did not necessarily feel as though we had to come back on later occasion. And of course, this time around, we went in and there was an update, so we checked out the stuff that was new, and was definitely good to see. I think we were talking about it a little bit before, but the new quest, although did seem to have at least some flaws, I think there were certainly aspects of it. So I think there were certainly aspects of it that were really nice. Things that it did well. But why don't we at least poke our head around a little bit here. See if we can see if there's anything that's blatantly, obviously different relative to before, because as we have learned, there are some subtle changes, some secrets even, tucked away in a few places. Like, I'm curious to see, this was sort of a significant spot very early on. So I'm kind of curious to see if they put anything new here. So I feel like if I were the developers, this is a location that I would hide a secret in. Nothing for that sword? Okay.
Greetings. Good eye to you, good eye.
Anything look out of the ordinary? I mean, there's our stash, but... Oh, we might want to return our wolf school armor of some variety back to Kaer Morhen. Or rather, to Corvo Bianco.
The castlette with the Nilfgaardians of Pitchcamp. Whose was it before? Which families?
It was the Laval.
Not really seeing it. Then again, the bonus thing that we came across that...
Though he'd not have had one even if he'd lived to be 100.
Why is that? Is it
what
a
is that?
spicy story?
I was about to say that the secret that we came across was actually very well hidden. Very discreet. It was truly hidden. So, not sure if it's the kind of thing you're gonna just catch on a quick glimpse. Feels like more the kind of thing you have to be kind of thorough to discover. Oh, actually, that reminds me of a random thing that hold on. Random thing that I learned about from a YouTube video. Hold on, that I am curious to try here. What is it? It's, one of the quest items. Do I remember which? This. Hold on.
Getting warmer. Warmer. Hot.
So, an item that we received back in Kaer Morhen a while ago that had a very short and specific purpose to it, but apparently also is actually something that attracts cats, totally unrelated to the quest. Totally unrelated to the quest, just completely randomly. It attracts cats or something like that, so I saw the cat, I was like, you know what, we try it, although the cat still ran away from us. Geralt did seem to have some unique dialogue for it, so I am kind of curious to see if we can come across another cat and just give it a go.
Not Goidemar.
But, what do you mean? I know what they named you at your cutting. What kind of name is that anyway? Dervin.
Nilfgaardian. My gran was from Nazaire.
Oh, so that's how it is. Then by my leave, Master Dervin, may the Gold Sun guide you far away from my land.
That might be new. Then again, it's not that often that we were poking our head around White Orchard late game, so maybe I just forgot about it. Any other cats? Anybody got some cats? I think there are definitely some much better places than others to try this out. Because there are apparently not a lot of cats in this general location. So there's maybe not the most effective way to test this out. Unless there happen to be more cats over here, but... I think we'll head back to Corvo Bianca. We'll just put back the armor that we had on our stands there so that our house is still looking good. Oh yeah, that's right. Hold on. The reason why we got that in the first place. The reason why we did that in the first place was to do a comparison that we did not actually end up doing. Hold on. We should do that now. It was to compare the fully upgraded Forgotten Wolf School armor to the original fully upgraded Wolf School armor and see how those line up. So let's do that. I forgot. That is the normal version. We want the fully upgraded version, I assume, is probably what's most relevant of comparisons. That's the normal kind. Okay. Just quickly double check. Forgotten, Woven, Grandmaster. Oh, that's Mastercrafted. Hold on. Wrong chestplate. There we go. Yeah, so again, that chestplate I don't love, but Grandmaster, and it's Forgotten, Grandmaster, Forgotten, Grandmaster, Forgotten, Grandmaster, Forgotten. Okay. So now let's compare this to the previous original Wolf School armor. So in this case, the armor value itself is quite similar. The level is identical. You're getting the... Oh no, Adrenaline Point gain, you did have that. You did, okay, yeah. Interesting. Okay, so that's the chest plate. Let's do the comparison for the boots. Okay, this is totally different then. Getting from the original ones, you're getting the attack power. From the new ones, you're getting the Yurden Sign Intensity. So that'd be kind of cool to do a hybrid between the old Wolf School and the new, or the Forgotten Wolf School and the original Wolf School armor, and that way you're still doing Wolf School armor in its entire... Actually, I wonder if that... No, it doesn't count for the same set bonus, I suppose. Yeah, so you don't really have... You have a disincentive to mix and match, I suppose, for that reason. Here's the pants comparison. Yeah, so, and what is the normal Wolf School? At 3, you get the chance for bleeding. And at 6, you get adrenaline points. Based on bleeding? Number of bleeding effects that it applies. Okay. But here, you're getting attack power from the normal version, getting sign intensity from the new and Forgotten version. It's kind of a weird oxymoron. But yeah, it seems like the original version has more sword damage in general. A little more sign stuff happening with the new stuff. Comparison here for the gloves. And here, this is kind of what I was alluding to, or what I mentioned previously, where the new one, the Forgotten new one, has specifically R'd sign intensity, which doesn't sound great, because why do 12% for one sign when you can get 11%, slightly worse, sure, but for every single sign, in the case of this Wolf School, and for Griffin School might even be higher than that. So, just in some cases does feel a little strange, and is in part why I feel like being able to do some kind of mixture of the original Wolf School and the Forgotten Wolf School and still get the bonus would be nice. Then again, that would mean that you probably wouldn't be able to have the same bonus, or you would probably need to have the same bonus for both of them, and, you know, there's definitely some intrigue to having the new Forgotten Wolf School set have its new and unique and distinctive and fun set bonuses. So I get why you can't do it, but it still feels like that'd be kind of cool to be able to mix and match, because they're still Wolf School, right? They're just a Wolf School from a different age. Alright, but this is disgusting. As I said, this is my At least aesthetically. This is my least favorite armor of the ones that have been added. So we will go back to our usual armor. And we'll put this stuff back, or at least we'll put some of it back at Kaer Morhen, or not, why do I keep calling it Kaer Morhen? Corvo Bianco. To at least, if this is going to be the final time we play The Witcher 3, leave our house in a fully decorated, proper state, rather than leaving one of our armor stands bare. Okay, where is the way out of here? Oh, we didn't really explore the area much at all. Let's just go pay Tamira a visit, shall we? I mean, we do have a lot of Roach. It'd help if you would go backwards, rather than insisting on walking straight into this. But she does have the best price for Honeycomb, which I think we had a whole bunch of, and we did spend a bunch of money on getting all of these upgrades, which were more expensive than I thought they were going to be. Either that, or I thought we had more money than we actually did. Also, there was the whole aspect where there was something at Kaer Morhen that we thought we were going to see at the original end, if you want to call it that, to our playthrough, but we did not. We tried many times to reload and re-enter the area and what have you, and we just couldn't make it happen. But then it seemed as though it was, at least in part there, for, excuse you, at least in part there, when we showed up just earlier today. So that might be worth investigating further as well.
Yes?
Okay, so I guess we'll just
Got
sell.
any herbs you're willing to sell?
I'm sure I can find something.
I guess we'll just sell the honeycomb, which the oh, is that even in this category? It's not even in this category, is it? It's under food. We have a bunch of that. And oh, well, she can't afford it all anyway. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Watch her have the monster claw things that we needed so desperately a minute ago. Like, oh, it was here all along in one of the first shops you ever went to. No, it was not.
Farewell.
Okay. So I think that means we have now done just about everything that we... Oh, that is not Roach. That is a Nilfgaardian soldier. I think that means that we've done basically everything that we intend to do here today in terms of new things that have been added to the game. We'll head back to Corvo Bianco briefly. That'll just be a quick stop, I think. But, so to summarize, new quest... New quest, probably the biggest thing. The new visuals, however, as I was saying, I don't really have the hardware to be running 4K, and in fact have a new computer that is currently being shipped to me right now, but it's just a little bit too late to be running the game on that, because I don't have it right now. So the visuals are probably, at least originally, were going to be the main thing, but there's a new quest that was not previously available in an area that was supposed to be available initially, but was not finished in time to include in the base game. So that's new. There's one NPC, one shopkeeper who was not previously someone you could talk to, or technically you could, but only under the most unusual of circumstances in which you planned it out far in advance, because in basically any realistic scenario, you were going to do some things that made it such that he bugged out and was not someone you could actually speak to. So that's new, if you want to even call it that. There's, what, the Forgotten Wolf School armor set that can be upgraded on 2 occasions. And there are 2 new sets of other armor that you get at the beginning of the game in Vizima that look very cool, but are fairly low-level stuff. And then, theoretically, other secrets mixed and mingled and hidden in various places, one of which we did come across. And it was very well hidden at that. I would love to say that we don't need to do that, but we might need to do that. So those are the big things. and probably a bunch of other littler things. Some modifications to the map. The new camera angle that we actually are using right now even, that I didn't really give much direct thought to. The flow of combat, maybe it's actually just the camera angle, but it made it feel like it was sort of heavier, weightier, our swings, even when we're just doing quick light attacks. So that was interesting. That might have just been that I, haven't played in a while, and so it felt different, but, I mean, I'm not 100% sure about that. Okay, so here's the stand that we want to use. Previously, this was our original Wolf School Grandmaster armor set. We might still put that back unless we feel like there's one of the new sets that we want to put up instead. We have our Knight Tournament armor. We have Olgir's armor. We've ordered the Flaming Rose armor, which I suppose maybe doesn't have as much sentimental value, if you want to call it that. Because it just so happened to be something that we stumbled across. I just like the look of it a lot. I mean, it does sort of serve as a callback to Witcher 1, I suppose. There is that aspect. And then is that it in terms of our armor stands? Do we have one upstairs? We might. And a bunch of swords, but I don't think we're... I mean, we could put some of those new swords on. The relatively low-level ones, but the ones that I'd said I do very much like the aesthetics of. Yeah, no more armor stands up here, right? So, basically just a matter of all the stuffs. What is our favorite thing to put here? Could be one of the new sets. Could just be a basic shirt. No, we should probably not do that. I think we go back to the Wolf School armor. Yeah, this is actually, come to think of it, this is a classic. Because I'm pretty sure, we didn't even put this on ourselves, but I'm pretty sure this was our Banana Tiger set. And so that is something that is probably our most important. It is, yeah. This is arguably our most important armor set right here. You can never forget the Banana Tiger. So this stays, no question. If anything, it'd probably be we maybe dump the Order of the Flaming Rose armor and replace it with some of the new stuff. Okay, sure. Why not? We'll take a look. Okay, now granted, I'm probably gonna forget what combination of things we were using for that, but I don't like the Grandmaster Forgotten Wolf School armor. But let's try. I think the White Tiger of the West might look best on one of these stands. I think stylistically it's going to look very different, so that might not be great for that reason, but we'll see. Might kind of stand out a little bit too much. What do you think of that? It actually looks... Chestplate from afar actually looks kind of similar. They're both heavy, mostly black, with some lighter accents to it. The lower half, very much not so, but I guess my point is, if the concern was that this would stand out too much, it doesn't stand out much more than the previous armor did. So, yeah, you know what? Maybe we'll stick with that. So, alright, I think Corporal Bianco is back the way we want it to be looking, or with some slight modifications. Let's poke our head in here, because as I was saying... Oh. Well... We did acknowledge the fact that the horse is now here, even though we didn't really do anything to prompt the horse getting here, but we tried many times at the end of our original playthrough to make that happen, and it would not happen. So it just kind of randomly showed up here, and I was very surprised. We did see Yen sleeping there momentarily last time as well, but she has disappeared, so I'm not sure what happened to her. She may or may not be somewhere else on Corporal Bianco, but you know what? You know what? I think we are probably looking at what may be our last steps in The Witcher 3, which is probably something that I was thinking when we were playing last time, of course. Hold on. Well, I mean, we're overburdened, so we have that ugly red flashing light there, but besides that, you know, I think definitely the update overall, I was not expecting for us to get a new quest, so that was the biggest thing for me, I think, and definitely happy to see that, and hopefully it means there are going to be more people going back to The Witcher, of course, because it is, of course, an amazing game. Not going to go back and replay the entire game because we only finished this, what, about a year and a half ago? I know the game itself originally was released a lot longer ago than that, but we played fairly recently, and we also took like a year plus to finish it. So for those reasons, not about to go back and replay the entire thing, but just came in, checked out what was new, and I think we, for the most part, did the big things we wanted to do. I'm sure there are many other secrets, much like the one secret that we found that can help give a little more hints into what we might see for The Witcher 4, but, you know, that's the kind of thing where I think it's going to require a pretty dedicated search for the... Oh, well, hold on, there's Yen. Hold on. Hold on, there's Yen. Except we can't catch up to Yen because we're encumbered. Yen, come back. Yen! But yeah, to complete that thought, I think that there are probably going to be many other hidden secrets in various places, some of which might pop up relatively quickly, other ones probably going to take a long time for people to track them down. So I don't... Yeah, and this is where we saw her before. So I don't know to what extent people are going to... I mean, I'm sure there are a bunch that people have already tracked down and dissected, but there are probably more still that people have yet to discover and may take quite some time to discover, because CDPR is pretty good at hiding very subtle things like that. I mean, the one that we found was not exactly in plain sight. Yes, we stumbled across it, but only through a series of unusual circumstances. Was it easier to find than the gear that was supposed to be given to us automatically? Yes, but that's beside the point. That's beside the point. So what I mean to say is, this is probably the last of The Witcher 3 that we'll be playing, at least on this channel. Of course, if there turns out to be something really major, really cool that pops up that is available now that we have seen this update that I just didn't know existed, then I suppose there's still a chance we eventually go back to check that out. But I think that's pretty darn unlikely, given how we explored pretty thoroughly, at least for the major components, or at least what I understand to be the major components of what have been added with this most recent update. In which case, you know, of course, looking forward to seeing, theoretically, a Witcher 4 game that I don't know if we may have gotten a date on that a few months ago when we heard a little bit more details about, well, actually, Witcher 1, I think, is getting a rework for combat and what have you. We have played Witcher 1, 2, and 3 on this channel. Did all of those playthroughs very thoroughly, tried to more or less 100% them. So if you are interested in seeing more Witcher stuff like this, then definitely look back. There are playlists for all those things on the YouTube channel, Vids there as well. And, well, in that case, I think time-wise, the Witcher 1 rework is, I believe, going to be finished before the Witcher 4 new game comes out. So I might be able to be persuaded to replay The Witcher 1 in its entirety, or at the very least, I'm certainly going to want to check out how the combat in particular gets reworked, because I think that is the primary thing that is getting reworked. And, oh boy, yeah, it's Witcher 1 is basically a rhythm dancing simulator game, so, you know, that's probably the thing that needed the most attention. And I am curious to see what direction they'll end up going in with that. If it's pretty similar to what they have in The Witcher 3, or better still, then I think it could be a very, very nice to check that out. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed in what is likely to be at least our last Witcher 3 video and stream, possibly ever. But with that being said, I'll catch you next time for whatever version of The Witcher it may be.